That's what you think is going on in the world?
It's because you're like faking the flow.
I have never not cheated in a relationship.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of It's Complicated, where we talk about the complicated world of dating and relationships.
Yeah, it's been a super fun experience so far. It's been really great seeing all of you guys tuning in and leaving your comments and seeing that, there's a lot of general experiences that we can all relate to and we've all been through.
Which brings us to our theme today, and probably one of the worst part of anybody's relationship, the breakup or post-relationship.
That's true. So to discuss this topic today, we brought in two of our favorite YouTubers and friends, Lana McKissack and Justin James Hughes.
What?
But now bring down the bless you because it's a very sad topic. So today we're talking about a very sad topic, difficult topic, breakups and post-breakup and all that stuff. So, a lot of the questions that we got were very general. One of them was, what do you think the most common reasons people break up?
I would say,
it's probably a lot of
maybe
stuff, right?
cheating?
That's the most common?
I don't know.
That's kind of sad.
That's really sad.
it happens.
That's what you think is going on in the world? I have never not cheated in a relationship.
Oh, got it. We just got it. I would say probably people who are not actually compatible and they just keep it going for a long time and then they're like, you know what, this isn't working out.
It happens because you're like faking the flow. You've invested so much time into that person, and it's just like you're so used to it, so you just kind of drag it on out, even though it sucks.
Yeah, and it's also hard to think, like, what if I don't find somebody better? What if this is the person for me and I let it go, Yeah.
Whenever I have friends that are having problems, it's like they're always thinking, okay, well, is this a sign that it's never going to get better and I should just end it now? Or relationships take work. You got to push through it, you got to work at it. What's that balance?
I think you just kind of have to weigh it out, and if you're fighting and bickering more than you are happy in that relationship, then it's time to cut your losses. Yeah. Like if you're like, I missed you, I'm so upset we were broken up for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Like it's time to just say your goodbyes.
Yeah, I can't stand when it's like the people that are break up, that's like...
Yeah, you wear on a break and then next thing you know, they're back together.
This goes into like the next topic, which was, can you fall out of love with someone during a relationship?
I think there's absolutely a time. I think people are, ever evolving and ever changing, and for you to meet somebody and evolve and change in that exact same way, and to keep growing that way, it's so rare. And you're gonna meet some people that you kind of just go your separate ways. It doesn't have to be significant others. It could be friends, and at some point, it's just gonna reach that point where that gap is too big anymore, and it's time to say goodbyes.
Yeah, and I think for the most part, once you are in love with someone, you probably will love them forever, but you may not be in love with them. Like you'll always want someone, you'll always want the best for that person because at some point in your life you cared deeply for them.
So going off of that, can you become good friends with that person that you broke up with?
I do know people that broke up and are great friends. I don't know how, but.
I've done it.
I've done it too.
Really?
It's possible.
It is.
It's possible.
If you really care for that person.
But you don't stay that close. There's supposed to be some distance. Like,
Right.
You're not gonna like be grabbing lunch every week or whatever.
Right.
But like you'll still like say Merry Christmas or hope you're doing well.
But then is it weird, like, for your new significant other to know that you're still in contact with your...
Oh, you just don't tell them.
Oh, gotcha. Dishonesty. Well, perfect.
That's true. No, that you have to take into consideration, of course, how comfortable the other person is.
Yeah. All right, so going back to what you were saying, Lana, about cheating, why do you think couples cheat on each other?
I think a lot of times someone's insecure with themselves, and so they think, well, I want to do this before the other person gets a chance to do it, and I want to hurt that person before they're able to hurt me. I have seen that a lot.
Wow.
Why do I feel people cheat? I think this stems to a huge problem facing this country today, and it's people want to have their cake and eat it too. Yeah, I think it's the comfort of knowing you have somebody at home, but still pursuing what you want. I think it's people, they have that girlfriend that maybe they don't have those strong feelings towards, and she's just kind of there, and they're going out and just being selfish. I think people in general just like to push the limits of their selfishness until they reach that point where they just go too far and they severely hurt somebody's feelings.
So people cheat because they're awful, insecure, selfish people.
All right, so we're gonna go into the questions that you guys have submitted. So this question here is from Jan, and they ask, how do you know if you really need to move on totally from a relationship?
I've always found that when it's right, it's easy. Not to say that there aren't things you need to work on, but I feel like if a relationship is working, you should never be sitting there going, just feeling torn up all the time. So I say, cut your losses when you can, or else you end up regretting it later.
I'm also gonna say, cut your losses when you can, otherwise you'll end up regretting it later. But my reasoning is, if you break up with somebody in that relationship needs something that they have to work on. And whether it's you, whether it's them, you guys are gonna need some alone time to improve on that. I've learned so much from every breakup I've been through, just more about me and more about them, and sometimes they were the ones with the issues. Most of the time it was them.
People break up for reasons. I think people like forget once they're out. They're like, oh, they only remember the good times, and they're like, oh, I want to go back to. But like, you guys broke up for a reason.
Yeah.
Right? And so you have to figure out, like you said, take that time to either figure out, is this something that really needs to change, or can we even change it? So this next question that we have is actually a video response. Roll that clip.
I have some questions I want to ask you guys, and I'll be glad to hear advice from you. My question is, after getting hurt from a relationship, what should you do so it will not affect your next relationship as much in a negative way?
Some people have their walls up and prejudgments because of something that happened before.
Yeah, because they've been so hurt.
But you still gotta realize everybody's different, and just cause, that one girl or guy acted that way, not everybody's gonna be that. Not everyone's gonna be the same, and you can't come into a new relationship treating them as if they're gonna make the same mistakes or treat you the same or be the same as that previous boyfriend or girlfriend.
All right, so we have another question from Maria Paula. She says, I am 24 years old, and I ended an engagement to a man I had too many downs with. We had so much history together, but in the end, I felt like I deserved better. I still think about him sometimes. How do you move on from a long, serious relationship?
I think the reason why most people, when they're like thinking about an old relationship, is because they have nothing new to put their attention on. So their default of what it feels to be in love, or what their last emotions were, romantic emotions, are on someone else, and so they go back to that, and that's all they can refer to, and so they're there.
Yeah, I think there's no easy solution. I mean, it's gonna hurt no matter what. And I would say that it's great that you broke off the engagement in the first place, because that is incredibly hard, and thank God you're not stuck married to someone that wasn't right for you. So, I mean, I think you just have to deal with the pain, and eventually when you find somebody new, you'll miss this person less and less. And, of course you're gonna look back on all the good things and think like, man, he was so romantic, or he really appreciated me, or whatever it is that you miss. But you're gonna find those things in the new person once you find that person.
Your mind is just set on that one person right now, and you haven't moved on, or your mind hasn't gone opened up to anybody else at the moment. So it does take time, but you will find somebody later. All right, we're gonna wrap this up, but did you guys have anything else to add on to breakups and post-relationship deal? Or any last final tips, advice?
Yeah, I would say that you need to live your life with courage and gumption and fortitude, because you don't want to regret things later. So don't be afraid that you're gonna be hurt, because you will be hurt. You're gonna be hurt many times in your life, and then you're gonna deal with it, and you're gonna move on, and that's life. And it's a good process. Are you doing sign language next to me?
All right, guys, but thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode of It's Complicated.
Yep, and if you want to submit your own questions, follow the links below, and you can find out on the website how to submit your questions, and maybe we'll be answering them in the next episode. Thank you, Lana and Jessica,
Thank you guys.
much.
Yay.
You guys are great and so wise.
So
wise. See you guys.
Thank you.
That's what I do with bath water.